shift focus to the corporate section on corporate radar. The gentleman joining us is Mr. Sanjay Banka, Chief Financial Officer at Senco Gold, and the stock price of Senco Gold is in front of you. The chart was somewhere like 315, 316, just less than a month ago, and it's at a record high. Mr. Banka, firstly, congratulations to you. Very, very strong performance coming in. I'm sure you are very pleased. The IPO for Senco Gold was launched in July, and it was priced at a mouth-watering 317 rupees. It's doubled in less than 3-4 months. Mr. Banka, welcome to Business Today and to Market Today. A fabulous performance coming in from Senco Gold. How are you feeling?
We are feeling very delighted and elated. So basically, if a company is good, if the business model is good, and particularly in the jewelry industry where there is so much bias. So if the company is good, definitely the investors community will ultimately show the full trust and faith in the company, irrespective of the pricing at which the IPO comes. So that's what Senco has shown. And it is not, the credit is not only to Senco, but to the entire jewelry fraternity. So we have been able to establish a benchmark that India's jewelry industry, which is contributing so much for the Indian GDP, even for exports, it is here to stay. And the industry is working ethically with a full corporate governance, and that's what the market is showing confidence and trust in the sector.
Fair point, Mr. Banka. And one of the biggest tailwinds that has helped Senco Gold over the last 1 month or so is the sharp decline in global gold prices that are now at about $1,837 to an ounce. Strength of the dollar basically means commodities such as gold, silver, and metals will soften. And when metal prices such as gold soften, it's the Indian housewives that come and support companies such as Senco. How are the quarterly sales looking, sir, given the tepid prices of gold that we see?
So see, as you have seen in Q1, we grew by 29% YOY, and we have similar a good growth in Q2 while the results will be declared. But we can say that the results, even for Q2, the growth has been quite good. And we are very happy with the performance. And now we are looking for Q3, which is a bumper quarter, as we have said earlier. So we as a team are excited. We are building up inventory for Dhanteras at all the stores, and we are confident that Q3 will give us the best result, and not only for Senco but for the entire jewelry sector. Gold price fall actually gives a boost to the market. Market gets into a mode of buying. For a jeweler anyway, gold price fall or rise do not impact much as far as the bottom line is concerned. But demand definitely increased tremendously. So considering the festive season, we are very hopeful that we will again clock a very good growth YOY in Q3 versus last year.
Fair point. Would you want to quantify growth in sales, sir?
Sales growth, as we said that in Q1 it was 29%. We see Q2 growth has been very good. It will be in the range of 20% plus. So H1 result will be a good number. That is what we can say you as of now, because the results are still not published. But it will be a very good and impressive growth. That's what we can say about the results so far. And this result.
Let's pay attention to financials. Yes, Mr. Banka, please continue, sir.
No, what we were saying that this growth comes from like-for-like growth. So let's say out of 29% growth, there was around 25% like-for-like growth, which we call same-store sales growth. So that is a one good factor which shows that the sales is coming not only from the new store, but primarily it comes from the existing store. Second growth factor is the stud ratio. So stud ratio in the last quarter was the growth in the diamond was in the range of 34% volume and 50% value, and we saw the similar growth, around 8% growth in volume and around 25% in value. So we see a volume based growth also particularly in diamond, and that is what will help us to improve our stud ratio, which we've said earlier, that our stud ratio, which is in the range of 11%, the stud ratio is likely to go, which will add an impressive gross margin to the financials.
Okay. Mr. Banka, let's focus on the IPO proceeds. You had raised 405 crore rupees, which were meant for both working capital and physical expansion of stores. You are a company which is primarily very big in the eastern part of India. Over the last 3 months, could you please share with our viewers and investors how many stores that you have added, and for the current financial year, which ends in March 2024, what would be the fresh additions and the total number of stores that Senco Gold will have?
Yeah. So thank you. So the funds which you raised 405 crore, out of that 135 was offer for sale, which had been raised, which had been collected by SAF. So their shareholding has diluted from around 19% to around 10.5%. Balance 270 crore. That was the primary portion belonging to Senco, and after payment of IPO expenses, duly adjusted for reimbursement of expenses with SAF, around, let's say, 230 crore is what has come to Senco Kitty. As we have said during the roadshows, that this 230 crore is sufficient for around, let's say, 12 to 13 store, because one store rollout takes around 20 crore per store. So you can calculate around 13 stores into 20 to 60 crore. But the story is quite longer than this. So what we are saying is that we will continue to leverage the strength of the balance sheet. Our debt equity ratio, which was in the range of 1.1x, and subsequent to the IPO, it improved to 0.84x. So we will continue to increase our working capital limits, but keep the debt equity ratio in the range of 1.1. And this will, so let's say 270 plus 270 is 540. And if we take a minimum PAT for next 3 years at around, let's say, 500 to 600 crore, so 600 plus 600, 1200, and similarly 500, around 17 to 1800 crore is the clear cash flow which we'll have, which will help us to set up around 50 stores over next 4 to 5 years. So 50 stores into 20, around 1,000 crore is the capex requirement, inventory and capex requirement for the new store. And similarly, we will use this incremental free cash flow for improving the inventory of our existing stores, investing in technology, investing in training, and also some working capital margin which we have to maintain with the bank. To answer to your second question, how much stores we have rolled out in the H1? So we started the year with 136, and as of now we have 145 stores. So 9 stores have been rolled out in the current year, which includes 3 franchisee stores. So we have opened the franchisee store in places like Ara, in places like Bhagalpur. Similarly, our own stores, we have opened our stores in Indore. We have opened one store in Gangtok. We have opened a store in Bhopal. We have opened a store in Chandigarh Elante Mall. So we are, as while there is general perception that we are a East-based company, definitely we have got a majority of our stores in East. But our focus is clearly to grow in East and North, because North is a good market where we are seeing a good growth. So we will continue to focus on East and North in our growth strategy over next 3 to 4 years.
Fair point. That's how the physical presence will grow. And there's a combination of 3 charts that is being shown to you. Let's start with Senco Gold. Of course, that's there in front of you. 317 rupees was the IPO price. At about 642 now, the stock has doubled in less than 3 months of its IPO. And the reason for this very sharp rally that you see is a subsequent very sharp fall in gold futures. That chart will come in front of you. Remember, India is the only country which regularly practices buying more and more of physical gold just as prices dip, and we are in the festival demand. Therefore, jewelers like Senco are just blowing away the charts when it comes to stock prices, because sales are rising dramatically. Gold futures in front of you at $1,837 an ounce were at $1,967 an ounce on 20th September. Now, this sharp fall in gold futures is because of an equally strong rise in the dollar index globally, because money from all sorts of emerging markets is moving back to the US economy. So it's a combination of these three charts which is working very, very well for Mr. Banka, and he's putting in newer and newer showrooms both in the franchisee model as well as his own expansion, and that's taken very well by the market. Mr. Banka, have I missed something?
So I will just like to add that gold price movement, it primarily increases the demand, but as far as the profitability is concerned, it does not impact jewelers, because most of the jewelers are working on the hedging. So while in case of gold price fall, there will be there may be a loss on the gold inventory, and in case of gold price increase, while there can be gain on gold inventory, it will be negated by the hedging position. So as a jeweler, we are not impacted too much by the gold price movement as far as the gross margin and PAT is concerned. Our main business is to earn revenue from making charge. As far as the investors are concerned, it depends upon the company's future potential. So our investors are clearly looking at a future potential. They are feeling that the valuation of the company is still much more than what the market is currently giving, or what it was at the IPO level. That is the primary reason that the investors are looking at the company at the long run, that the share prices are increasing. Gold price fall can be only 5% impact and not more than that.
Mr. Banka, the fact that ladies across the country throng jewelers not only in the festival season, but for the fact that prices have corrected substantially and spectacularly, is perhaps something to be really thankful for as far as the jewelers are concerned. And that's working really, really beautifully for this sector across the board. Thank you, Mr. Banka, for your time. It's been very, very interesting listening to your expansion plans as also utilization of IPO proceeds. All the good luck to you, and here's hoping the best festive sale and cheer for your shareholders and yourself, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.